It's Monday again. Good Monday, everyone. Hope everybody's enjoying the chaos, panic, and disorder.
I don't know. Somebody seems to have turned up the speed. I don't know, because it was 30 seconds ago was my birthday, which was 2 weeks ago today.
Yeah. Well, it was 30 seconds ago. It was January 2023, and now we're almost done.
I don't know where the time's going. I think it's because our days are just packed. I think we managed to squeeze a few things in here and there.
We are very blessed with lots of things that need to absorb our time.
Oh my God, there's a ton of people here. All right then.
Let's
right,
get
well,
them
fair
here
enough.
now.
Then we better say hello
Savannah.
to and Sean and Gilda and Anna and Geraldine and Helena. Oh my gosh. I made sure to get enough sleep, so I'm good today. What? And hello, Susan. Susan's not a channel member yet, but she could be.
She could be.
She could be if she wanted to
All
be.
right.
That's wonderful,
Well,
isn't it? Look at that.
We want to talk about
Brenda.
What's been going on.
Hello, Brenda.
And I mean, I don't know if any of you have noticed that the last few days have been a little bit of a extra special.
Oh, well, we've got Mercury gone retrograde, haven't you? Which always makes life fun, doesn't it?
We don't just have Mercury retrograde.
Well, I know that too.
Excuse me.
Oh gosh, see what I've done? I don't know, I do this. Oh my gosh, we've got loads of new people joining as well. Hello Sarah, hello Wendy, hello Jen. Gosh, I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So there you have it.
I'll be a channel member? Okay, well, you just have to join.
Just hit that button mark, join.
And you'll get karma points.
It's really cool. It costs you nothing. You actually make a penny profit if you join as a member of the suite.
Well, what happens is you join for $4.99 and we'll give you $5 in karma points. And then every month it charges you $4.99, but we give you $5 in karma points. So you really make a penny a month.
Well,
How funny
it's
is that?
not exactly what you might call subsistence wage.
No.
But it helps our channel grow, and the idea our sneaky beaky, ulterior motive, hidden agenda kind of thing. The idea of the sweep team is we want you guys to be like the ambassadors for our channel and tell everybody all about us. We've got lots to talk about. I'm sure some of you may have seen our putty tap video that we put up yesterday. Oh, the camera's still there.
I'm sorry. Got lots of talk
What
about.
camera? Who's?
I'm so used to being there.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you got me. I have to have a drink. I'm sorry. Go on.
All right,
Continue.
so a Pisces full moon, supermoon.
Oh, supermoon. What does supermoon mean? Is it just super?
Why don't you tell us?
A supermoon. Well, everything. We all think everything goes around in a perfect circle in an orbit, don't we? But we don't make a perfect circle around the sun. It's more of an ellipse. And so, also, as the moon orbits the Earth, sometimes it makes a bit of an ellipse. And there are points around this ellipse, if you like, where it's closer to the Earth. And when it's closer to its Earth and at a full moon, which is what it's going to be, it's called a supermoon because it's actually much brighter and more visible in the sky, and it seems to be huge. It seems to be huge.
We also know that the moon affects the tides.
Oh,
right?
doesn't it
When we teach our class, we talk about how the, they're locked, the moon and
tidal locking, yeah, because the tides have also captured the moon. Haha.
So we may notice that the tides are much higher these next few days.
Oh, especially as we get, towards the equinox. This is really the period, isn't it?
Right. Well, I really wouldn't want to be Florida right now with the storm that's coming.
Storm surges,
And
supermoons, and high tides, yes.
But if you can go out on the 30th in the evening and look at the moon, it is going to be especially beautiful and large and bright, depending on whether or not we have clouds.
Sod's law.
All right. So now as witches, we know that the sun and the moon are in opposite signs when the moon is full.
That is correct.
Right?
That
So
is
we
correct.
know if we were going to be figuring out where the moon was and we didn't know, if we said, okay, if I was born on August 30th, I would be Virgo. Therefore, if I look outside and the moon is full, and I know that the sun is in Virgo, then the moon must be full in Pisces.
Indeed.
Okay.
Because it's opposite.
Right. Now, do we know what kind of sign Pisces and Virgo might be?
Well, I think I might.
Yeah? What are they?
They would be mutable.
Mutable.
Mutable. There are 3 types. There is fixed, which are you.
Nothing is ever going to change.
Which is Aquarius and Leo. That's 2 of the fixed signs that we have there. And then we have our cardinal ones, which mark the changes of the seasons.
Right? I am turning the switch and we are in the new.
And then we have the mutable ones, or mutable ones, which like to give way a little bit, to yield.
Well, they're stuck in between I will never change and
I have
here's
to.
the change.
Yes.
So it's like a very push me, pull me kind of energy. You know, I'd like to oblige you people and stay fixed, but I must give way to the people who are coming that are making the change of seasons.
Because change is inevitable.
And good morning, Shannon. Or good noon, Shannon.
Good noon.
Okay.
Good noon.
I put you on the list. So, just the fact that the sun and moon are both in this place of tension, mutable, right?
Right.
Creates a little bit of extra stuff. Now,
Bit of a drama, maybe.
well, I'm going to talk about that because we have Pisces is one of the most dramatic signs.
Oh, you're kidding, aren't you?
Okay.
My mum was a Pisces, and she wasn't given to drama. What are you talking about?
Well, one of our other close planets that helps with our emotional stability is Venus.
Mm-hmm.
And Venus is in Leo,
Oh, well, you know, that's
the
kind of
next
cool.
most dramatic sign.
What are you saying? Exactly.
And Venus is also retrograde. So, you know, this is where rehashing things and refeeling things and thinking things over. Mercury is retrograde. So our communication is messed up. Like we can't even think of the word "the" in the middle of the sentence, you know? So
That's the norm for me, I think.
So this push me, pull me, mutable energy, we have sun in a mutable sign, moon in a mutable sign,
Yes.
Mercury in Virgo, mutable, and Neptune and Saturn and sun in, Neptune, Saturn, and moon in Pisces.
You should see
Neptune,
these. These are like-
Saturn, moon in Pisces, and sun and Mercury in Virgo, which means we have 5 planets. Chaos, panic, and disorder. My work here is done.
I'm just looking at her notes. All right, I've got to say that it's like some kind of cryptic hieroglyphs.
It's just written in 2 languages. It's written in English and glyph.
well, it's written in Lisa.
All right. Now, understand also that Venus, Mercury, Uranus, Pluto, and Saturn, and Neptune are all retrograde.
There's quite a few outer planets there.
Right, but this is a big shift, is what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh, hello,
So-
Robert. Somebody else new joined us. Thank you for joining
All right.
us.
So I'm thinking that the last few days we've already felt the energy getting a little wonky.
Oh,
And
You
it's,
think?
it's not just because the full moon is good for 3 days before. We also have another interesting event marking our lovely age of Aquarius kind of stuff. Anyway, Uranus, which is the planet of chaos, panic, and disorder, is going to become stationary tomorrow, stopped in its tracks, and begin to appear to go backwards retrograde. So we've felt this slowing of Uranus also while we have been feeling the full moon coming.
well, doesn't Uranus sort of do the chaotic kind of thing? So wouldn't you think things would be like less chaotic, or maybe there has to be order in chaos? Because if chaos comes out of order, then it becomes even more chaotic, perhaps. I don't know. I'll just make it up as I go along,
All right.
mate.
Well, the symbol for Uranus is, it looks like a radar, right? It takes all this information in and it brings it in. And when we look at Uranus as a planet, it rules things like shakeups, right?
Chaos.
So Yeah, chaos. Shakeups. Well, shakeups in all kinds of things. And when it goes stationary, to kind of offer you information for your question, when it goes stationary and then appears to go backwards, it is pinpointing our focus on something.
Oh dear.
So all the things that you think have been shaking up, right? AI, computers, hacking, wildfires, earthquakes, tsunamis, anything that's been shaken up in your life, they're all going to now come into a pinpointed focus.
Oh dear.
And because it is in Taurus, which is an earth sign, I think a lot of focus
perhaps on our planet
is going to be on the planet this next few weeks. And I think that the full moon energy may really cause some interesting seismic happenings. So we better be careful there.
Well,
now,
quite.
Taurus isn't just fixed Earth. Taurus is also ruled by Venus,
Right.
which of course is in Leo. And Taurus, ruled by Venus, wants us to reevaluate, because Venus wants us to say, what is it that you value? It also rules like money, right? So if we think about Uranus as the truth teller, the one who shakes things up and exposes the truth,
Lets the cat out the bag almost,
right?
maybe.
It says, you guys, all this chaosy, crazy stuff has been, and you've been dancing around it, but you haven't really faced it. So, surprise! I'm going to awaken this, and I want you to see it, because in order to understand it, you have to see it.
Sorry, not sorry, eh?
All right. So, Uranus is going to stop and go retrograde and give us this opportunity to really focus and look at whatever is going on.
Would this be like the clue by 4 around the side of the head?
It is, but because we kind of live life with blinders on, there's going to probably be some sort of big, shocking surprise. Whether it's good or bad, we're not 100% sure. However, I will tell you that Jupiter, the planet of expansion, so whatever it touches expands, is also in Taurus at a loose conjunction. It's a wider orb than we would normally use, 7 degrees. From 15 to 23. We usually cut off at 6 degrees, but because Uranus is an outer planet, and it's going to be coming back towards Jupiter,
Kind of has a more effective arc, I guess.
we do have that propellant. So you may get a surprise in a very good way if you've been paying attention to your finances. You may get a surprise in a not so nice way if you haven't. You may get a surprise within a community. You may be surprised within a country. You may be surprised globally. There may be some sort of shocking weather event or earthquake, or it's about things kind of being exposed and awakened. All right. So we really have to think about being on for this next week, right? If you look back over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you're sort of a intuitive spiritual person, which I'm thinking most of our audience leans that way.
I think so. Perhaps more enlightened.
You may have noticed that there were things that shocked you a little bit when you heard about them and made you focus on them, or that you were a little more emotional than you usually are, or that you reacted instead of responded like you usually do. But there's really this kind of testing kind of energy. And the full moon in Pisces let's think about the water signs. Pisces is the last of the water signs. So it's the most dignified, let's say.
Pisces can be so changeable, though, can't they?
Well, that's one of the little. They're very much not about ego, and Pisces doesn't always feel they deserve things. So many times when things are going beautifully,
they become self-sacrifice.
They become a beautiful disaster for Pisces. But
Bless
but they are the deepest of the water signs. I know you're thinking, well, Scorpio's pretty deep, but Scorpio still has that fixed kind of ego energy. And Pisces is all about drama, big emotional stuff, highly sensitive energy.
Oh yeah, their receptors go to 13, man.
But on the bright side, Pisces is about sacrificing for others, compassion, love, right? And then you have that opposition of the Virgo sun that says, how can I help? How can I show you details? Do you see what I'm saying? There's this interesting puzzle package of...
It's interesting, though. I mean, the native house of Pisces is the 12th house, which is the house of self-undoing. So it kind of is. But I guess things have to come unraveled to make better, unless we're aware of our faults, unless we're aware of where our issues lie, there's nothing we can do to make them better, is there?
Well, you've walked us right into Pluto.
Oh, oops.
So remember I was saying that Pluto, that the North and South nodes had shifted into cardinal signs of Aries and Libra. And that Pluto was making a T-square to them. Yeah. Well, the T-square, this right now, is only 1 degree. It is a harsh aspect. And it's very much kind of a...
which way you're going?
Well, it's a poop or get off the pot.
Yeah, what are you going to do it?
Right? You're either gonna move or you're gonna not. Now is the time. So if you think of this kind of Pluto T-square to the nodes, or get off the pot energy, and Uranus saying, hey, I'm going to shake it up to enlighten you. I'm going to show you the truth so you can make the best possible choice. And Pisces oh my God, drama, oh my God, drama. Leo, Venus, oh my God, drama, oh my God, drama. Mercury retrograde, I don't know how you're going to communicate your drama. I mean, it's just the most crazy week. But if we harness it, we can drive our chariot.
So what you're saying is there may be some harsh aspects here, but there's still a boatload of energy available.
Oh my God, yeah. When I say Pisces, what do you think about their good qualities?
Oh my God, Pisces, they're so intuitive, they're very perceptive, they're capable of incredible gifts of love and almost self-sacrifice, as I said, but in a very positive way, to make better, to make
sensitive,
right. Stupidly creative. I mean, off the chart creative people, really. I mean, one of my favorite Pisces is the most incredible musician I know, and I mean, he can get a beautiful tune out of anything.
Okay.
Teapot, whatever.
All right. So now, let's put that together with the Venus Leo energy. Right? Leo, corazon, heart, compassion. And Leo is the one who is in touch with creative energy as well.
Maybe so.
Leos are incredibly creative. So, if we harness the good stuff, we will have this intuitive, creative, compassionate, almost like spell book, detailed energy to navigate the crazy.
I don't know. My dad's chiming in again, bless him. He was a Leo, of course. But he's just reminding me again of the motto of the RAF, which is per arda ad astra, through adversity to the stars. You think about that. I mean, we've got this huge, challenging set of circumstances.
But we have a huge
right
opportunity.
Now. But it's from we always say, like, in human development, there gets to a point where we have to face the abyss. We have to face the essay, and do we rise to the occasion? Do we harness all of the stuff that we've learned, or do we just throw ourselves over the edge and just that's the end of it? But I think if we face extremely grave, like we're facing an existential crisis in the climate change in this planet. Mm-hmm. We have to do something. It's poop or get off the pot.
Right. Well, look at all of these kind of things. Like I had said before, as within, so without. So, all right. I want to talk about something else.
Go. I'm sorry, viewer. If you're still with us and we haven't bored you to death, we're having a good time here. So just stick around.
All right. So now, I know it's an outer planet again, but what do you know about Neptune?
Oh, not a lot. I know Neptune obviously is the ruler of all things emotional, because it's very much that water energy. Neptune classically, the
higher
sea
spiritual. It's the higher octave of Mercury, the higher communicator.
Okay.
All right.
So would this be like, whereas like Mercury might be just reasoning and intelligence and all that kind of stuff. This is now we're going into emotional intelligence, maybe, with Neptune?
Spiritual intelligence.
Oh, even up another notch, eh? Okay.
All right. Now, it is Pisces' ruling planet.
Okay.
Jupiter used to be, but the modern ruler of Pisces is Neptune.
Okay.
And Neptune can be linked to, like, psychedelics and drugs and things like that.
Ew.
But that's more the physical response that we have to the energy.
Right.
But it's also the planet of illusion, right? So what I'm really going to say is I think we're waking up, right? I talked about the other things that are saying, here's the clue by 4, wake up. We are waking up to be able to see through the veil, to see through the illusion that Neptune has been creating. So if you think about Leo in another way, Leo is the actor, right? So Venus, our heart and what we love and what we value and what we feel closest to or care most about, is in Leo. So there may be some dramas or acting going on instead of being in reality. Coupling that with the energy of Neptune that says it's all an illusion, it's all a big play. We're going to break through this illusion. We're going to stop lying to ourselves.
See, now there's a good start.
And the Pisces-Virgo axis is very much about health. 6th house is work and health and service to others. And 12th house is like mental health and
self-doing.
So it's the health axis. So I believe we're going to wake up and stop lying to ourselves about our personal bodies and our nutrition and our goals physically. I believe we're going to wake up and start nurturing ourselves better emotionally, mentally, Pisces, spiritually, Pisces. I also believe, I'm going to say we have the opportunity, because some people will harness the good energy and manifest and do the right thing, and other people will just be tsunamied and overwhelmed and think this is a bunch of poop. Okay. So you have this week, the right now till the full moon and 3 days after, to really set a good intention for healthy living. So you can do that within yourself. In every respect. Mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
By the way, we have free Reiki on Thursday night if you want to come for that.
Please. That can help.
Samaj, you will love this show. You should go back to the beginning, because now you're coming in on the end of it.
Right back at you, Samaj. You're a beautiful soul too. So there.
So we have this opportunity to harvest this energy, to wake up, to take care of ourselves. We are going to see the illusion within community, country, other countries globally. We're going to see illusions awakened with global warming and weather events and political government events, economical things. And if you want to put pieces of the puzzle together, think about what was announced yesterday from the Build Back Better.
From the Inflation Reduction Act. I know what you're talking about. The one where and I think it only starts to take effect this week. It's taken like a year to get it through because, things don't happen immediately when new laws are passed.
Please.
But I believe now the government has got the ability to negotiate directly with Big Pharma for the cost of prescription drugs, particularly with regard to Medicare, which that was blocked. And I believe, as a conservative estimate, over the next 10 years, it's going to save something close to $25 billion. No, $250 billion, and it's like a
$250 billion.
Yeah, it's like $250 billion over 10 years, and that's just by giving the government the ability to negotiate the price of drugs. Because it's not right that somebody who's on a fixed income has to spend tens of thousands of dollars.
I don't want to get into all that. I don't want to get into all that.
Just to keep themselves alive.
I don't want to get into all that.
Oh my goodness, Susan, you've become a member of our sweep team. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, but I'm sorry, I do. But I won't.
No, please.
I won't.
But I'm just pointing out that this is the exact kind of thing I'm saying, where illusion is broken down, it is changing, and they're harnessing the financial better. Yeah. Right? So why wouldn't this be announced this week of this with all this energy? Right? All this map that we've talked about, and now this is like a breaking down and a reconstruction. Pluto, like that T-square, shit or get off the pot. It's what do you value and how are you going to take care of your elders? And this is all part of this breaking down of the illusions.
Well, it is, and
health issues. I just talked about health issues.
So not to get political, because I'm really not getting political, but the only people who benefited from the previous arrangement was Big Pharma themselves, and we've been fed this illusion that you can't do that because that's socialism and what have you, and it's not. We should take care of our elders, and we should save the government a chunk of change.
Well, this is all Aquarian. Prudent. This is all Aquarian age.
It's fiscally prudent. Damn it!
What does Aquarius want? Aquarius is kind of the socialist realist, right? Aquarius says there should be enough for everyone.
There is enough for everyone.
The planet is a beautiful place. You should think about saving the earth. All these humanitarian issues, we are moving in now. We've talked about that a lot of times, the age of Aquarius. But this week, I'm saying, this week, you have a chance. Plant good seeds, right? Wake up and see across that veil of illusion. See who in your life is really in your life and who is pretending.
Yes.
Who are the actors following a script to keep you in the dark?
Yes.
And who are the people who really belong with you? Right? And this could be within your immediate life. It could be in your social circle. It could be in your community. And then we're going to see the shake-up. I believe this week is going to shake some stuff up politically and governmentally. I think that a lot of things are going to be happening to really make shifts. So be the driver of your chariot. Don't just get into the back seat and do your rosary praying that the driver will take care of you. Get in the driver's seat, people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're not a passenger in your life. Time to wake up. This is the, and I love it. We were, funnily enough, talking about exactly this as we were on our way down the hill. You'll see the video we put up yesterday, which is part one of us bringing the massive cat home. If you haven't seen it, but yeah, we actually came to this T-square. It's like you go this way or you go that way. You can't maintain the course you're on. There has to be a radical shift, and I think that's where we're at right now.
Oh yeah,
and
is
at a global level, frankly. At a global level, we cannot maintain the course that we're on,
and Pluto's making that last little bit of jumble up through Capricorn, which is money and finance and banking and all that kind of stuff. So there's just a lot going on, and we've talked about bits and pieces of it, and we really wanted to focus on this full moon event for this show because we're in it right now.
Exactly, yes. And wasn't it just about every single bleeding full moon prior to that was associated with the Tower card? I'm thinking.
Right, but this one is 7 degrees.
Right, but choices.
Chariot. This one is Chariot.
Well, that's pretty, in your face, that card. But that's kind of interesting, but it does also indicate a liminal place where, the opportunity for change is there.
Right.
Absolutely.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why. I always do tarot scopes, right? So the full moon is at 7 degrees. To me, that's the Chariot. Drive your life.
I just think, you're right, the illusion, because that's the Tower. Think about the Tower card. It's almost like the falsehood will collapse under its own weight. And I think we've got there now.
Well, we had 5 of those.
We have to wake up. Yeah, wake up.
We've passed that now.
Yeah, well,
But the Chariot card is also a place of liminality.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that card. We could talk for hours about the tarot, but we're not going to today. Gosh, what we got? Brilliant time for change. The universe is
opening portals. There's lots going on.
Too right, Samaj. Absolutely too right.
Lots going on. All right.
Love it. Oh, gosh.
All right. So for those of you we have been keeping up on Celtica as well, I don't know if you remember me saying that I had a talk with the seller of the property. There's 30 acres just down, 2 doors down from our Modena property that we would love to get. And it's a lovely little old man that owned the property since 1967. And he told us he would give us till June 1st to raise the money. And we've been working really hard, but of course we are nowhere near the amount that we need.
We need a benefactor.
And I hate to say that this week he put it on the market. So now if any of you know someone who has some money they need to donate rather than pay taxes, please point them in the way of Celtica.
We're a 501c3. Yeah, it's entirely tax deductible. And the thing is, here's the deal. At the moment, it's unspoiled land, and
we're concerned about development.
Do we want another housing estate? Is that what we want? Do we want it? Because they ain't making any more land. Anyway, if you're watching and you're in a position or you know somebody who can help out, we're not asking for a massive sum of money, but if we've got the land, at least nobody can build on it.
Right.
And then we can start to bring together the whole.
We can pay fundraisers on commission, so you can call the shop to talk to me, or you can reach me through Facebook or whatever.
DM us. Just get in touch.
And if you do know somebody who has, there's this thing in December called Giving Tuesday, where all the big benefactors decide they need to donate money so they don't have to pay tax on it. Well, maybe you know one of those people and you could, tell them that the sense of urgency is now and see what could happen.
It saddens me. People can find millions of dollars to prevaricate lies. Why not do something for good?
Well,
Just
because you get the poor
Just a
people
thought.
are usually the ones who care about good, and the greedy rich people are usually the ones who would rather keep things a little bit diabolical. But I know there's some lovely people out there who would love to help if they had heard of us. All right, so
sweet tea, make us less of a well-kept secret.
Have to start with Savannah's card.
Oh my gosh, we've got who's doing this? Me? You had to do them all last week.
Well, we
I
have
talked too
10,
much.
but you have half an hour.
So, I love this one. Distance lends enchantment, and it does. Sometimes we can wind up too close to a problem to actually see what's going on with it. And what this card cries out in every respect to me is strive for higher ground. Go literally climb a hill. When you get up there, you get to a point where you've got the perspective you need to be able to see that. You're in clear air. It's good for you. It gets the endorphins going. And we've also got 3 ships come sailing in here. So this is pretty darn good card. I love 3s anyway. So this is about, sometimes you can get too close to something to see the whole perspective. So stepping back a little bit and particularly elevating your position. Mentally, physically, spiritually, elevate your position. If people are going low, you go high. All right. This is the thing that I think will get you through this. But this has good portends, don't you say?
Oh, we're both reading each card?
Well, you can if you want. I'm just, or you can go next. I know.
right.
Whatever floats your boat. I'm gonna have a slurp of something to drink because I talk too much.
I don't know why, but I feel like this has to do with creature comforts. And
They're always nice.
creature comforts becoming a sacred space, like Reiki charging a blanket, or
There you go.
creating a place in candlelight or something like that that's going to give you a sense of sacredness and success. I don't know.
She's off travelling this week. Well, there you go. some higher perspectives, no doubt.
Well, then maybe a blanket is important so you have a space, you know? All right, Sean. Decisions.
What, you got 7 of cups or something?
Yeah.
We can just know that. I didn't see the card.
All right. Talk about breaking through illusions.
Gosh.
Right? When we look at this card, we see this thing lit at the top in red, and we don't know if it's, you know, like Jesus or the devil, if you believe in either of those entities. But we're not quite sure what's good and what's bad for every one of these cups. Obviously, there's one that's a skull and crossbones that you don't want to drink because it's poison. Unless, of course, you do want to poison yourself, you know?
I don't know. That's the one underneath the laurel wreath, isn't it?
Right.
Go figure.
So this card's one word might be illusion. I'm going to say for you, this week is going to reveal to you a lot of ways that you could create new things, create new way of life, release from burdens. I think that navigating all of the energy and illusions of this week could really put you back in the driver's seat where you want to be, and really help you to get moving. But you do have to take that time and dissect, right? Virgo Sun says minutia, microbes.
Micrometer on.
You know, what are the tiny details? And what tiny details are real, and what tiny details are obstacles we set for ourselves. So I think you're going to break through.
It is. This card very much is about discernment, definitely. Not everything is as it appears, nor is it necessarily otherwise, Sean. So rely upon your intuition and, you know, discern away. And yeah, don't get hung up on some little things, but then again, don't miss the little things that are really important as well. So that eye to detail is very, very important. Yeah? Discernment. There you go.
Gilda.
Chill out. Chillax. You need better rest. I think things have been stressing you a little bit and you've got your hackles up a bit. I think there's been a little bit of trickster energy, as we can see by the old fox there, just that part. But never underestimate the power of a damn good nap. And for you, perhaps maybe a bit meditation would also help. You know, be a little bit meditative. You know, focus on your breathing, calm yourself. And thank you so much for the kind donation. You've made our lights flash, and that must be Samaj.
Oh,
Thank
Samaj,
you.
you get a card anyway, honey, because you're a channel member.
You do. So there. But we're not going to say no
But
to
we'll
the
take the
donation
donation
because
for
we
Gilda.
thank you. We need it. We need every penny we can raise. Believe me.
Gilda, I think something has come to you in dream time. Some kind of solution or process that at first, when you are awake looking at it, you might think, I can't do that. That's a wee bit deceptive, isn't it? In other words, I'm saying you are going to harness the energy of illusion and play it in your favor. So I'm not saying that you're becoming a liar or a manipulator or anything like that, but I feel like somebody's getting a dose of their own medicine, and that when they do, it will give you back your sense of well-being.
it's not harmful to allow somebody to come to the wrong conclusion, is what you're saying.
Well, she's not. I don't believe she's going to be a liar, but I think that there may be an illusion that she lets play out just for the purposes of the other person's highest good.
Oh, gosh, I love it. Who we got next?
Anna.
Sean thinks we're awesome. You know what? We think you're awesome too. Oh, come on.
I just shuffled them up.
I just pulled the same card.
All right, Anna. This is for Anna. Different story.
Again, though, rest. I think you've been. I feel that the same. I'm getting the same vibe that you've been a little bit talked up, stressed out. I know it's back to school. I know it's, change and all that fun stuff. And oh Lord, So for you, yeah, learning to chillax is good. Just you got to breathe, and be still, and just it's okay because it's all going to work out. You know you've got this. I know. It may appear to be like, how the hell, but it's going to come together. You know it in your heart of hearts. You know that. So, turn down the distraction volume, and just relax a little bit. That would be.
She'll use it to score. All right, Anna. I don't know why when I saw this card for you, the first thing I thought of was, a challenge of getting to know the 4 elements. I don't know why, but I have to go with what came into my head.
Go with that.
So I think that to bring safety, stability, and a way of breaking through illusion this week, meditation with the 4 elements might be helpful to see the work that each of them can do.
Mm-hmm.
Or the challenge that each of them can bring. So I think if you can meditate on each of the 4 elements, you can come to a place of balance and safety.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, happy birthday, Samaj. He's saying.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's birthday week, month, whatever. All right.
Well, if you're on our mailing list, and if you've got karma points, which I think you have, you're going to get something interesting. I did something cool. Oh my goodness gracious me, somebody else has thrown us a super chat. Well, thank you.
Geraldine, you are actually next.
Well, there you go. You didn't miss a thing.
You didn't miss a thing.
You didn't miss a thing. Unless, of course, you went off for a cup of tea, and you probably missed a lot.
All right. Am I first now, or did I
Yeah,
just
go
do
for
it?
it.
Geraldine.
I
Geraldine.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I haven't got a clue.
Geraldine, Earth Mother, caring for nature and nature caring for you.
Oh, that's a lovely card.
I don't know. I feel like there's something going on in a very positive way with your nutrition. And I don't know if you have come to start taking some kind of vitamins or calcium or supplement or follow a new eating regime or what do they call that? Intermittent fasting. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, I think is going to really, really get you back into connected to nature, nutrition, vitamins, minerals, things like that. And I feel like you're truly going to get your strength back. Not just your physical endurance, but also emotional, mental, spiritual strength. So I see you moving into a really good place of like confidence and ability to nurture the self.
You know what? I'm going to concur with exactly what Lisa says. You're lovely. You're a sweetie, Geraldine, and really, I've just seen you blossom, and I think, I don't know. I just feel somehow there's a lightness around you now. That you've grown so much. That you've moved away from the sort of the very negative sort of everybody's got to bring everybody else down, guilt-ridden, whatever. And into a place of love and light, and you're radiating so much joy around you. It's almost like you are become that kind of light that's filled your life. So you're doing exactly the right thing. Just keep doing what you're doing because it's working for you, girl. Keep on with that. Keep on with that. That would be it. Oh gosh, now what we got then? Happy birthday,
Five
Samaj.
other. Oh,
my
Savannah's
goodness.
surrounded by Virgos, apparently. All right. So just so everybody who's
jury of
waiting
Virgos.
knows,
Bless you. Sorry, a word from
really
our
sorry.
sponsors.
Okay. Just so everybody who was waiting knows, we have Helena Rose, Brenda, Shannon, Susan, Samaj, and if we have time, we could do one for Misty.
Well, Misty threw us a super chat, so maybe we will if we can.
So Helena Rose, you're up first.
All right.
I'm having a sneezing contest.
Apparently you are. Oh, looky here. You know what? This is not the first time this card has come up for you, if I'm not entirely mistaken. This Two of Wands. And I love this because ostensibly, here we go, we've got the whole world in our hands. But I think this is very much about exploration at a greater level. I feel there's that... I don't know, there's still a little bit of internal disquiet that doesn't quite sit right yet. But it's okay. You're going to get beyond that. There's... I really feel again this card speaks of much potential for you, that you feel like that your life may have stagnated for a period, and it was almost like you're stuck in the mud and you couldn't move forwards, or there was so many restrictions around you. But whilst there were, obviously, as we went through the pandemic, physical restrictions placed upon us, I think there was an awful lot of mental restrictions placed upon us, and spiritual restrictions to a degree, where we felt like almost hemmed in and isolated. I know we worked very hard to try and keep our own community together during that via Zoom, which was better than nothing, definitely. But it feels so good now to be able to reconnect, and that energy within the circle that we had the other night, and the unbridled laughter and all that sort of stuff. I feel that's what's happening with you internally right now, and this is you're being driven to come out of your shell and really explore and just good stuff, I think.
It's interesting because this is not really a move card. But I felt when he pulled it, Helena, that this was an opportunity to change residence. Perhaps you are going to get the opportunity to move closer to the store, where you could even maybe walk if you wanted to. So I feel like you're kind of completing a chapter, or finishing a part of a story, and that a new story is going to start to be written. So I feel like if it's not a physical move, it's certainly a deeper understanding of how to go forward with your work. But I just felt when he pulled the card that this was an opportunity to move if you want to. It's not like, holy shit, I'm getting evicted. It's an opportunity to move if you want to. And remember, this week is about surprises. So it might be something that you forgot you even applied for that comes forward with a phone call.
Oh, nice, eh? Gotta love that.
All right.
All right, who we got now?
Brenda.
Why is this one jumping out?
I don't know.
It has to be this one. Scorpio card. Interesting. Fixed water. I don't know. I feel for you there's emotional healing, I want to say. I think things have been a bit rough for you emotionally, and it's difficult when you don't have anybody aside from it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to poo-poo the value of having a close partner, but sometimes if they're the only person you have that you can talk to, then maybe you internalize stuff, because there's stuff you don't even want to talk about with them. It would be ideal if it was perhaps somebody of the same sex or something like that. And I don't know. I just feel emotionally that you've internalized something, and you could do with like processing that a little bit. But I do feel that there is that opportunity for healing here. for going back over old business. It's possibly something that's so deeply repressed. It's been a while since you've thought about it, but it's still under there, bubbling away, and probably needs to be looked at and brought out and worked through. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, Brenda, this is indeed the Scorpio card. And the Scorpio is that big, complicated sign. When we look at the Scorpio house, it's death, taxes, the underworld, psychic ability, all kinds of things. And you think, how on earth are they all linked together? But I think they are kind of because of the undertone of understanding other. I feel like there's some kind of deep message coming to you psychically that you can use to make a big difference. And I feel like it's going to be answers to things, or ways to handle things, or how you want financially things handled. There's just like an interesting wave of stuff going on this week for you to harness. And, she's paying close attention to details. So use that Virgo energy and look at all the details. And I think you'll have answers.
Splendid.
All right.
Who we got now?
Shannon.
You go. Speaking of Scorpios.
Shannon, it's rebuilding time. It's things that are working, you're going to invest energy in. And things that are not working, I think you are going to tear down and try to rework. So this guy here is the architect of his own life, and I think that you are going to start to be the architect of your life. So you may have to have some interesting conversations with people, harness your Scorpio confidence, and build things so that you feel comfortable and happy. That's my advice.
So I love this. This to me is my higher purpose card. It's one of my absolute favourite minor arcana cards. And yeah, there are 3 parts to this. And all good stuff has 3 parts. So we've got the abbot who wants to build a lasting edifice to his god, the architect who comes along, makes a plan, and the master mason who executes the plan. Idea, plan, action. I'll say that again, Shannon. Idea, plan, action. All right? It's good to have ideas, but an idea without a plan is just a wish. But a plan without action is going nowhere. So honestly, you've got to bring it all together. If you really want to move forward here, take your idea, make a plan, act on your plan, and you will get there. You have the opportunity. Astrologically, it's a really, really sound time to actualize
Drive the bus.
opportunities, but you've got to get involved.
All
Ain't
right.
going to happen.
You're
All
up first with Susan.
Susan. Second time today. Third time. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, must have gone through a time warp or something.
We had it for Savannah. We had it for Helena. And now we have it for Susan.
Oh, bugger me, John. I love it. Again, the need to gain a clearer perspective, go for higher ground, mentally, physically, spiritually. The clearer perspective is going to help you dramatically. Sometimes we do, what's the old adage? It's, when you're up to your ass in alligators, it's hard to remember your original objective was to drain the swamp. So, a little more circumspect of a viewpoint would I think be extraordinarily advantageous to you at this juncture. Don't just look straight at the problem. Try to get the problem in context, and the problem is easily solved when you do that.
I heard the word rendezvous when he picked this card for you, Susan. So rendezvous doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, but it is kind of like making sure you're not at the airport when your ship is coming in. I feel like this card for you is about breakthrough with business.
There you go.
Wands are growth, and I feel like there's some sort of new pattern for you, or new person that you're connecting with, and that your status is going to be lifted, and that you're going to have a lot more business and more income without so much more stress and exertion, right? Like you're coming into a flow, coming into a new pattern, coming into a way of leadership or something in a very positive way. So I think this is going to be a good turn of events for you.
Splendid.
All right. The birthday boy.
Is it actually his birthday today?
I don't know. He said when it was.
Ha, 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 ha.
Oh, my.
Not a card that sucks. Definitely not a card that sucks. You got this, Samaj. You got this. All that is necessary for you to do is align with those energies at your command. And it will come to pass, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. That is the essence of the magician. Infinite resources available to him. Bring it down, bring it into reality, make it happen. It's yours for the taking. Have at it.
So this past few nights, when I've woken up in the middle of the night, I've woken up kind of like this and thought, why am I in the magician's placement? But maybe it's a message to take on the energy of the magician. So if there is something you're working on, maybe you could actually lie down to meditate in this position with one hand up and one hand down and receive the energy from above and bring it into being. I also kind of feel, again, a shift. I felt a shift in general, but a shift for a lot of people. And this may be something that you have been dabbling with or studying that's really going to come full circle or come into working with it, right? Like if you've been dabbling with the craft, there might be something that really speaks to you now, so it becomes a second nature to you. Or if you've been looking into druidry or something, that this kind of bardic energy, narrative spirit may come to you. Or if you've been working in high magic, an ally may come forth. But I feel like this is a very, very important time, like a positive kind of tipping point where you reach the crest and you don't have to push uphill so much. I get that you get it. And when I'm saying, you know, drive your own chariot, get in the driver's seat, take it on, I know you've got it. I know you've got the keys in your little hands and you're jumping right in that car. So whatever it is you've been working with is going to propel you to what you're working for. Okay? So whatever tools you've been, assembling, I really think you're going to see them become magic. All right.
And
so
last but not least,
a quick card for Misty. We usually don't pull cards for people who aren't channel members, but we have 2 whole minutes, so.
And you threw us a super chat, so.
Misty, it's really the energy of time to get moving.
Ain't that so?
Right? I feel like you're this amazing bag of potential. That there's so many things you could do. You just have to pick one and ride in that direction, you know? Sometimes when we're really good at a bunch of things, we become a little bit overwhelmed and we think, well, I don't know which one I want to do. But I really think if you focus now and get moving now, you could really solidify something that would make you very, very happy. I feel like this has to do with career and self-care and not so much relationship stuff. But you may have been thinking you wanted a relationship answer, but I think the first relationship to work out is the one with yourself.
Ain't that the truth? As Lisa says, Misty, huge potential, ploughed field potential, right? Unrealised as yet. Has it been seeded, or is it just the ground has been prepared? Are the seeds actually in? But there's nothing showing as yet. But there is potential, and it goes literally off both sides of the card here. But as we can see, this individual, they've been there such a while that they're starting to grow a little bit of foliage. Put spurs to horse, you know, that's what you got to do, Misty. You've got to put your spurs there and just get it going. Because unless you actually play, you know, you got to be in it to win it. You have to actually make some positive moves forwards here. So ideal opportunity. Yes, there are. If you've been watching the whole show, you know there's some harsh astrological aspects, but there's such
Rise to the
opportunity.
challenge.
There
Get
is
in the
such
driver's seat,
opportunity
yeah.
if we're prepared to accept that challenge. And if we do that, we can literally change the world. And we're talking about changing your world particularly. And it's interesting that when we say there's nothing in the world we can change apart from ourselves, but when we affect change within ourselves, everything else around
Well, your
us
perspective
changes.
doesn't it? All right, so
there.
we're going to pull a
We've got
card for the week
card
as
for the
well.
week. There, go on.
And in the meantime, while I'm shuffling, please do head on over to our cat video and
God, yes.
make some guesses for the cat's name.
I'm working on the second part of that right now, because obviously for those of you that have been around the store, you can now see that the cat's actually there, and Joe's painted them. We don't know, is it a him or a her? I kind of keep calling him a him, but I don't know. I don't know, but it's gorgeous.
I have card of the week in my hot little hand.
Have at it.
For those of you who are tuning in late or watching this after the fact, or aren't a channel member, certainly you could listen to the whole thing, because all of the readings are kind of part of the group mind of the day. Mm-hmm. But you could use card of the week as kind of your inspiration for the week instead of just the personal reading.
The Fool.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh,
all right.
Perfect. Perfect.
The Fool knows that he's protected in the white light, and that's why they're not afraid to take that leap of faith. So I think this goes right along with the energy that we're navigating, right? Mm-hmm. We may feel like we have to finally pierce the veil, jump up, jump off the cliff. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing. You have to focus on learning how to fly, or at worst, making a really sharp, beautiful landing. So, what do you think?
Oh, I love this one. You know, and it's also find the joy in simple things.
Look at that yellow energy there.
Find the joy in simple things. I mean, you look at this person. We spend our lives in service to the man sometimes, you know. We work stupidly hard, you know, just to try and keep a roof over our heads and food on the table and all that sort of stuff. But there is much joy in every simple thing if only we look for it.
Well, what I think is really funny is my t-shirt today says choose joy, and we did not get dressed at the same time. We didn't see each other's clothes, and because I was in the kitchen making coffee when he was getting dressed, and he was in the bathroom when I was getting dressed, but we both wore the same color. But I think that's because this is a really kind of gray time, right?
Liminal, isn't it? Gray's a bit liminal.
Which way you
it's
going?
a bit liminal.
But yeah, I see the joy in that yellow color.
So much joy, yeah.
The power of opportunity.
Acquired simple things, stopped and smelled the hell. He's picked one faithful friend. All of the good stuff. All of the stuff that money simply cannot buy. And I think that's the thing, joy. Bring joy wherever you are. Wherever you find yourself, choose joy. Because it can't do any harm.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Oh,
Please
gosh,
do
yeah.
have a think about Celtica.
If you
watch the Celtica video if you're not up to speed on that.
If you haven't mashed the like button, please do so. And thank you for the super chats. And you know, we are very appreciative of every little bit of support that you guys give us, and for our channel members and all that wonderful stuff.
And go be epic this week.
Go be epic, yeah.
Thank you,
we'll
everybody,
catch you
very
really
much.
Soon. Bye for now.
Peace.
All right, so